Hi there, I'm Natasha. This is my channel, Always Be Crafting. Today is Saturday. It is the 6th of September, and this is what I do on Saturdays, which is on Saturdays I sew. It is early in the morning. Well, it's not that early. It's only 8:30, but it feels early because last night was a really rough night because someone decided to set off fireworks, which if you have dogs, you might have dogs that don't like fireworks. I have dogs that don't like fireworks. And these were not like sanctioned fireworks. These were big, giant boom explosion kind of fireworks that really, really upset my dogs. And I was up very late calming my dogs down and reassuring them that the world was okay. And I'm very tired. And yesterday was a very long day of work. So I was already very, very tired when this happened. So I'm very, 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 very tired right now. But I've washed my face and tried to make myself look as awake as humanly possible, which I don't think is actually possible because I think I'm just admitting that I'm not awake. And I think you can see that I'm not awake. So why am I awake? Why am I not in bed? Why did I not just say, hey, Natasha, you have the ability to just go back to bed, right? This is a free world, right? This is optional. The Saturdays I sew is an optional thing. You can opt out. But no, I cannot. It is not optional. I've made a commitment to myself and I've made a commitment to my YouTube community that whenever I can, I do. I am here and I am sewing with you, for me, and you guys are my accountability partners. Tomorrow is the honey harvest. And if you've been around for at least the last couple of weeks, you've heard me talk about the honey harvest. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. I hope you like what you see. Give it a like, a thumbs up, subscribe so you can be around again in the future. So all comments, subscriptions, likes really go a long way in helping support this channel. Please like, subscribe, comment. Thank you so much. So what am I doing this morning? Why am I doing this? Tomorrow's the honey harvest, and I've decided in my infinite wisdom that I needed to add something to my market stall, because why not? I don't need to. I have plenty of things to sell. The honey harvest is just a 4-hour event here locally, very local. It's like right down the street. I live in the woods, and in the woods is an arboretum. And at the arboretum, they do all these wonderful events. And one of those things is they keep bees. And every year, in honor of their bees, they have a honey harvest where they sell the honey and they invite people to come and they talk about the bees and they, have workshops so people can learn about the bees. It's a free event for the community. And they have live music and they have a small, very small vendor event. So it's like a craft fair. It's not terribly huge, but everyone is very local. And so I will be there with one of my besties. She does a lot of knitting and crochet, and then I do all the sewing. So everything is handcrafted, and it's all accessories, bags, clothing, if you will. And because she does sweaters and shirts. And my channel is Always Be Crafting ABC. And I've been thinking with my logo, ABC, I've been thinking of even though, yes, my channel is Always Be Crafting because that's my call to action. Always be crafting. You can always find a solution to any problem. Use those critical thinking skills. Always be crafting. Craft your way out of anything. But I think ABC can just be accessories, bags, clothing, right? That should just be my logo, just ABC, because everything I make is either an accessory, a bag, or an item of clothing. So I've been thinking of just hey, can we just be ABC? Because her things are all basically accessories or clothing. She doesn't make bags. She could make bags though. Anyways, I digress. She is JC Knits. She doesn't have a YouTube channel, but she does have an Etsy shop. You should look her up, JC Knits. She's awesome. Maybe I'll try to link her. I'll try to remember. Link her in the shop, in the notes. JC Knits. She's wonderful. She's amazingly talented. She's so talented. My friend Jessica, so talented. Okay, so anyways, we'll be at the honey harvest tomorrow. I've got plenty of stuff done, but I had this idea for a book bag because I've made them before in the past, but I was looking at my acrylic templates, and one of my acrylic templates is just basically a very large rectangle, and it is essentially just for like a zipper case. And my brain went, well, what if I turned that zipper case on its side? Instead of the zipper being on the widest part, what if I put it on the narrower part? And I used that template as a book bag, because that would be the same size I would have cut if I was making a book bag, a book pouch, sleeve where you put books. And I've made them in the past, but I haven't made them as a regular item to sell at craft fairs, for no other reason than I just haven't. There's really no reason why I haven't. I just haven't. And I have the acrylic template, so it makes it much faster to cut them. So I made one really quick just for myself. Here it is. And it came out just so stinking cute and so fast because, again, I was using the acrylic template to cut everything. And then I thought, well, now I have no excuse not to make at least a couple of them, because with the acrylic template, like I said, it's just a giant acrylic rectangle. But when you have a giant acrylic rectangle that you can cut around, you can cut things so quickly, so quickly. So I did. And I cut out a bunch of fabric and a bunch of batting. And then I cut out a bunch of zippers over the course of a couple nights. Just like when I was down here cleaning up and doing things, I was like, oh, well, these fabrics go together. And oh, well, these fabrics go together. And sometimes I would need a break because I was making all those Labubu bags, Lafufu, my little fake Labubu bags. And I made 2 last weekend when I was doing the timing. And then I figured out how to do them just a little, well, I think my confidence grew so I could do them a little faster, because it took me, was it last Saturday? It took me close to 6 hours to make 2 bags. And I was like, well, that's just about 3 hours or a little bit more than 3 hours per bag. And during the week, I was like, I think I can do it faster because it's really the faces that take so much time. So I I changed the needly thing, the blade in my Cricut machine. And I changed my mats. So my Cricut machine was cutting cleaner. So that wasn't slowing me down. And then my confidence was growing. So I was sewing the faces faster. And I think it got me down to I think I clocked it at 2 hours and 25 minutes per bag. So I cut an hour off of each bag, which is huge. That's huge. That's huge. So production time, I really sped up on those bags. Just by having my material set up, knowing what I'm doing, because now I've done it multiple times. So knowledge is power. I can do it faster. But sometimes when you need to take a break from something because you're like, I need a mental break. So I was cutting out these bags. I was matching fabrics, cutting out zippers. Anyways, so I figured that's what I'll do today is I have enough batting. I think I cut out fabric for 9 bags, but I don't have enough batting for 9 bags. So I thought, let me show you how to make one. And we'll go from there. So the acrylic template is 10 by 12. And so you can cut out 10 by 12. You don't need an acrylic template to cut out a rectangle that's 10 by 12. And what I've done is, in this case, I've made it out of canvas and fabric and batting. That's what I'm using, okay? And I've cut my zipper at 8.5. That's what I've chosen. So let me show you how to do it. I'll quickly show you what I've set up for this one. So this bag that I'm currently making, that you're going to watch me make today, I am putting the fabric on the outside. You can do it either way, because maybe you'll watch me finish 2 bags. This bag that is prepped right here has the canvas on the outside. So you'll see it is, because I haven't switched to my zipper foot. I'm going to finish 2 bags this morning. Okay. So, because I don't like to switch back and forth between my feet. So I'm doing all the quilting. Anyways, I'm showing you what I'm doing. So I figure I will switch to my zipper foot shortly, but not yet. So last night I quilted canvas onto the batting. So this is another piece of canvas onto the batting, and then canvas onto the batting, and then backed with fabric to make a pocket. Okay. And then I sewed on the zipper. Okay. So that one's ready, but the zipper is just sewn on the top to the canvas. I haven't added the fabric because that needs a zipper foot. Okay, so last night I just quilted the pocket of this bag, which is, I'm quilting it because I loved this fabric so much. I had enough of the canvas I'm using that I decided to flip it and do one of the canvas on the outside and one with this on the outside, and that canvas instead of making 2 canvas bags, it's like this spiderweb canvas. Instead of using the spiderweb canvas as 2 bags, spiderweb canvas is going to be the interior for the ghosty bag. Okay. So I quilted, in this case, kind of crazy quilting. This is the pocket. So then I sewed it and flipped over and then top stitched. Okay, so that's all you've missed for the pocket construction. See, you haven't missed much. So now what you're going to see me do, because I've set up the next 2 pieces of cotton on batting, is you're going to see me crazy quilt these 2 pieces. Then you're going to see me attach it to the zipper, which has been prepped. Okay, so this is 8.5-inch zipper with the zipper pull in the middle. And then do you see the zipper ends? How it's just 2 pieces of fabric. Okay, zoop. Okay, to make the zipper ends nice and long on each side. Then you're going to see me attach these to these, and then I'll switch to my zipper foot and finish the bag. I think it's all going to make sense. You haven't missed much in the preparation. That's all you've missed me prep. Okay, you didn't watch me cut. I don't think you need to watch me cut out a rectangle that's 8 by 10. 10 by 12. Okay, because all the fabric is cut to 10 by 12. The batting is obviously bigger. You don't have to use batting. You could use foam or a fusible fleece or whatever you want. You don't need to see me cut a zipper that's 8.5 inches long and then add a zipper pull. I think you could probably figure that part out. If you can't, there are other tutorials, and I'm happy to do another one, but if you need it, just tell me. And then literally just put on 2 pieces of fabric on either end, see? So it's sandwiched in between. The zipper is sandwiched between 2 pieces of fabric and then pulled out, and the fabric is way longer than it needs to be. Okay, that's all you've missed me do. Ready to watch me sew? So right now I'm going to crazy quilt, is what I've chosen to do. I'm going to crazy quilt these 2 ghosty panels. And then I'm going to add the zipper, and then we're going to switch to a zipper foot, and we're going to finish these 2 bags, the strawberry one and the ghosty one. All right, here we go. Zoomy zoom fast, fast. Enough talking with my crazy tired face. Thanks. Okay, quick update. You watched me quilt that panel. Now, when you're quilting on a pre-cut panel, it's going to shrink up a little bit, but it's such a minor amount. I don't care that much, but just something to keep in mind. Anyways, you watched me quilt that panel and then trim away the excess batting. Then you saw me cut a center notch at the top of what I decided was the top of my panel. And then you saw me fold my zipper in half and mark with a heat erasable pen the center so I could find that mark in my notch and then pin my zipper. See, I'm just, without having to change to my zipper foot, I was able to sew the zipper at the edge. And then in this case, I used pins to kind of mark where I think after the fold over happens, after I put on my lining, so I could measure where my tag will go. And then I used my tag as the measurement to add my pocket. Now I've just pinned my pocket in place. I had not done that with my strawberry one. I had not used my tag as my measurement, and then I had to put my tag on my pocket because my pocket was too high for my tag to fit right there. So that's why my tag is here. And I liked how my tag looked above the pocket on this bag. So that's why I used it as a measurement on my ghost bag. So that is what I am doing now, is I pinned my pocket onto the front, and now I am going to sew down the edges, and then I'll sew from the back along this bottom and then cut off the excess from the pocket. See? I know I could have just cut the pocket smaller, but I'm going for speed, which is why I used the template for all 3 pieces. Okay, 3 exterior, 3 lining. All right, back to Zoomy Zoom Fast Fast. Okay, so what you've been watching me do is I switched to my zipper foot and I added in the lining, pretty basic construction, and now I am top stitching. And all I have to do for that is just really, I'm pulling the lining and the top away, lining up where I want it to go. For the construction, when I added the lining, I moved my stitch to a 2.5. Now I'm back up to a 3.5, like I did with my quilting. Keep my needle down so I can lift my presser foot up, move my zipper foot out of the way. I mean my zipper pull out of the way. Pretty basic. So now the reason I did this kind of zipper tab, zipper, going all the way off, is that way I can sew. See, when we're going to close it, the bookcase is completely enclosed. I didn't want to have air. Usually with zipper tabs, we have just that little bit of air, if you will, in your bag. And because, I don't know, I guess I thought with a book sleeve, you might want it to be completely encased. You didn't want that potential of weather getting into your bag. But otherwise, construction's exactly the same. Leave your zipper open. Put your right sides together and your wrong sides together, and now pin and close it up. And then I'm going to add a boxed corner. So I'm going to zip it all up. And I think what I did on my last one was a 5/8 boxed corner was big enough. So I used my 5/8 from my Dritz little tool. Used a 5/8. Okay, so let's zoom fast again and go from there. So I just remembered before I box the corners on this is I'm going to add the lining to my strawberry bag while I have my zipper foot on. So please stand by. Okay, now I'm ready to sew, and I'm just going to show you how I do my boxed corners because there are lots of ways to do them, and not everyone does them the same. So I just want to show you how I do mine. Looking for my stiletto really quick because it's really super helpful. All right, found it. Let's go. I'm at a 2.5 stitch because I'm doing construction, and I'm using the width of my presser foot, which is 3/8 inch. All my other stitches around my quilting were 1/4 of an inch, so that should hide all my exterior stitches in the seam line. If it doesn't, I will go to a 1/2 inch seam, but I think 3/8 should cover everything. Okay, so I'm not zoom fast, but I'll talk you through it at least to begin. So I start with a lock stitch. I'm on the lining side because that's where that's going to be my turning hole. Yes, I sew over pins. Okay, coming up to my first boxed corner, lock stitch, needle down, and let's see, can I zoom in? Try to zoom in again. Oh gosh, that's not it. Let me turn the camera. Sorry, I'm trying to get a good camera angle for you here. I have to adjust the actual camera stand. Sorry, I don't have one of those smooth turn camera stand things. Can you see that? Okay, so the needle is down. The foot is, the foot's basically down, but it has a slight lift to it. See, so the fabric can twist underneath. And I'm just going to use my stiletto to line up my foot and get my fabric into position right there. Box stitch. And sew. like to go backwards over that. Lock stitch, needle down, turn the fabric, line it up, stitch, lock stitch, and sew. I've taken out the pins and I've put my hand in, and so now what you can see is my corners are holding together, so it's much easier because they're attached down here for me to sandwich them in such a way like that. Really keep it nice and tight to sew them together. I still usually put a pin or two in, so when I'm moving it from here to the sewing machine, it's very easy to not lose the shape that I want. And so now I can switch you to zoom, zoom, fast, fast, turn it inside out, and show you the finished product in just a moment. Okay, isn't it cute? So obviously I'm going to keep sewing, but so it has the spiderweb canvas on the inside. It is quilted, it is soft, it is just everything so secure. It's got a nice big pocket, so you can put whatever you want in it. You can put a tablet in here. My iPad is kind of big as I reach for my iPad. So I don't think it's big enough. Yeah, it's not big enough for my iPad because my iPad is like, it's like the same size as my iPad. So obviously I could make it a little bit bigger if I wanted to make it for my Gigundo iPad. But if you have a smaller tablet than this gigantic, I think this is like 12.9 inch iPad. It's like the super big one. If you have a smaller one, you'd probably fit. And if you have other tablets or games or what have you, it would fit. And yeah, just, it's super cute. I think it's super cute. So I'm going to keep sewing, but I'm probably not going to keep filming because I said I'm tired. I'm tired. But it's Saturdays, and Saturdays I sew. So I'm going to keep sewing. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for supporting this channel with your likes and your comments and your subscriptions. It really means the world to me. If I've missed comments this past week, I apologize. I have really just taken every spare minute to sew. Like if I haven't been at work or with my family, I've been down here sewing. So I haven't really been online in the socials. I need to post more on my Instagram. I need to update my website. I need to update my Etsy store. But this has been my therapy, has been crafting and making things. And I feel better because the world is on fire. I keep saying it, but I'm taking care of myself so I can take care of others. I hope you're doing the same thing. Take care of yourself, take care of others, be the helpers. Thanks for watching. I hope I see you again soon. Bye. Okay, now I'm torn. I know I'm back. I said goodbye and now I'm back, but I just finished the strawberry bag. Remember I said the tag had to be here on the pocket, and now I really like it. So now I'm torn. Do I prefer the really high pocket where the tag is on the pocket, or the slightly lower pocket where the tag is not on the pocket? I don't know what I like better. So moving forward, I don't know which one I'm going to do. That is the moral of today's story. But I love how the strawberry bag came out, but it's Ruby Star canvas, and Ruby Star canvas is just amazing. So I love how it came out. Don't know what I'm going to do moving forward, but I'm going to keep sewing. Really go have a great weekend. Bye.